Yeah. All right. So there's a lot going on here this weekend. So not going to spend too much time on it, but we're going to talk a little bit about college football playoffs that are happening here as well. So this is the first year of the 12-team playoff in college football as well. That's going to start next weekend. The games are going to start on the campus sites as well. So we are going to have that there. Big elephant in the room: Alabama and SMU. No sympathy for the Crimson Tide. None at all. Crimea River with Alabama. Crimea River with this stuff that the SEC is the best conference in the in college football. That's no longer the case. Big Ten has definitely surpassed them. I think it's definitely been the case the last year. I mean, even last year, the Pac-10 I think was uh, better than the SEC. The SEC has two really good teams. Texas and Georgia were really good. Get the graphic up. Texas and Georgia were really good. Tennessee was pretty good. But a lot of that conference was Oklahoma not any good. Vanderbilt's never any good. A lot of those teams. You look at the Big Ten. There were four really good teams: Penn State, Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon. Outstanding. And I'm not even talking about Michigan, who's pretty good in the down year, etc. So definitely it'll be interesting to see the first 12-team playoff as well. It's gonna be matter now. It's not just the two best teams. It's gonna matter what you do in the playoffs, what you do in the home games, etc. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the playoffs, but not quite yet. I think they pretty much got it right. SMU the law belongs there. I thought SMU was really good. Funny enough, they almost won the ACC, and the ACC didn't even want like SMU in the conference. It's fascinating that even happened. Uh, they SEC's not SMU's not even taking a share of the money. They just wanted to be out of the conference in a major conference, and ACC was available. So good for them. SMU in the playoff as well. I like Oregon to win the whole thing. I think Oregon. I think during the course of the year look like the best team. Here's another team we're going to talk about this that got shafted out of the college football playoff, the Army Black Knights. um, I'm not just saying that because I was in the Army. I think look at the record: 11-1. They won the AAC, American Athletic Conference, which people kind of forget that was a major. I mean, when it was Big East Conference, when they had football, that was used to be a major conference. But I think this is probably the most traditional. I can't remember an Army Navy game. I've talked about this the last couple of years, but just you talk about the pageantry, the tradition, the young men serving the country, the sacrifice they're making. But man, let's talk about the two of the better teams in all of college football. Midshipmen 8-3. They were they're not going to the playoffs, but I think they were ranked this year. Black Knights are 11-1. I don't think there's too many teams with a better record. This guy, unbelievable. Bryson Daly for the Black Knights. I don't know how good of an officer he's going to be once he graduates from the academy, but he certainly been outstanding at the court. Look at these numbers: 877 yards, 8 TDs to 1 interception. Very good passing. Look at the rush yards: 264 on the ground, 1,480 yards on the ground, 29 rushing TDs. He had 4 touchdowns in his last game in the conference championship. That's insane. How good he's been this year. So he's going to be obviously he's one of their captains for the game as well. A lot of these names too have been here. So considering how much better they've been, Kanye Udo, the sophomore, over 1,000 yards, 10 TDs, not bad at all on the ground as well. So you consider, with the Black Knights, it's no surprise. You'll watch this game, not a lot of throws at all. You'll see 20 passes in the whole game for Army and Navy in this one. This guy's a phenomenal back too. Like a lot of these guys in midshipman, they run a lot of that triple option. Both teams run a lot of triple option. So quarterback, even though he's the tailback, he's going to be like your second option running the ball, but he's fantastic. Casey Reynolds, the senior, is the leading receiver, 18 receptions, 426 yards. This is where they're going to go when they actually throw the ball, put the ball in the air. 3 touchdowns for him. This is a guy who was a first team All AAC performer. Definitely a guy, I, not a high draft pick by any stretch, but certainly could see him in the NFL. Max D. D'Amico from, hopefully I'm saying that right, from the Army, 35 tackles, 2 interceptions. I guess a comparison I can kind of give, not to the level of a Kyle Hamilton, but you see a lot of that with him. He's got pretty good hands in the secondary as well. I think like he could probably. I'm surprised he didn't actually get more interceptions, but he's more of an in the box guy in the middle of the field. He has great awareness. When I saw him when I see the videos of him, he's got that thing you can't teach, like that safeties. You either have that or you don't. They are aware of the thing. That's what he obviously has. Blake Horvath of Navy has been fantastic as well. A little bit more passing, 1154, 4 touchdowns to 11 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, 895 rushing on the ground, 13 TDs. These quarterbacks are top shelf. You can't do any better than these guys as far. This is why these guys are here. These guys have also been here. These are not transfers as well. Alex Tesla, I think I'm saying it right. The leading rusher for the Navy as far as the running backs or fullbacks. He's fullback 501, 7 TDs, short yardage. Short yard. Everything I saw with him was like short yardage, in close, things like him. So when they can't run with Max Horvath, with Blake Horvath, they kind of hand it to this guy. He's also an excellent blocker in the run game. Nathan Kent, probably not nearly as much going to one guy. A lot of their passing is just to their tailback, a lot of short stuff as well. But Ken, I think, had 184 yards and 2 TDs here. Colin Ramos, I think, is the best defender on the field on either side. Definitely, this guy's an NFL prospect. 108 tackles. He is unquestionably the leader of the team all over the field. Definitely. Again, same with the guy from Army, D'Amico. Excellent instincts as well. He's definitely the captain of the defense. He's the guy I see all the time telling other guys what to do. Great straight ahead like this. Guys, you're not going to run him over, even with all the running in this game as well. So Colin Ramos is a guy to keep an eye out as well. I think Army wins the game. I want Army to win the game. Obviously, I always root for the Knights. Game is actually in Washington, D.C., so very close to the Navy campus, about 30 minutes from Annapolis as well, a little bit farther. Game is going to be in Baltimore, so they're getting away from Philadelphia for so many years because Philadelphia was kind of like midway point between the two schools, so they're trying out. They're going to be in New England. They're going to be in other places as well. So shout out these young men serving the country, making the sacrifice for us as well. I think this is always worth watching. I think this is the guys that are really professionals already on the next level. I think servicemen. So we're gonna get a good game though. Outstanding. But I absolutely want to thank these young men for their service and everything they're doing to protect us. So outstanding. We're gonna get an outstanding football game here as well.